So as I said, my name is Kevin Salfin, and I'm co-director of the Office of Sustainability, but also associate professor of music at the University of the Incarnate Word. And as I was saying before I remembered that I forgot to press record, um, I think one of the things that's so important is that we approach sustainability from a wide variety of angles, that it's not enough just to speak the language of science, but that we also have to speak the language of art, of music, that there are so many ways that we can communicate with other people about the importance of sustainability. And also sustainability is a deeply cultural practice. It's not something that just lives in the mind, it lives in activity. And this is true for musicians, it's true for visual artists. One of the things that I find most fascinating about sustainability is how it gets applied to musical practices. So it's very easy to see a parallel between, like, for example, practices in industrial food production and the music industry and the music business, which tends to drown out smaller voices, drown out individuals, and replace it with kind of a corporate imprint. I think there's a lot of parallel there. And it's given me a lot of reason to think about the connection to other disciplines and how important it is to make sure that individual voices can be heard. So that's one of the things that we're doing this session is we're giving voice to interesting takes on the connection between sustainability and the holistic person, all of these different facets of our lives, how you see a tree, how you hear a note, how you sing a note. So that's one of the things that we're doing tonight. Yeah, and some things are definitely harder to express in words. Some things should only be expressed maybe in sounds or in image. So welcome very much then to our Sustainability in the Arts event. I do want to bring a couple of things to your attention while we're all here. One of them is that this is a two-day event, not just a one-day event. We've already had some wonderful sessions today. We had a session this morning with George Venny, hosted by St. Mary's, and he talked about the importance of karst and understanding what that is and its relevance for our own region, also global relevance. Then later, we had a session where we had different representatives from area campuses talking about sustainability initiatives at their own campus, at their own institution. That was a wonderful session. It just ended a little bit ago, about an hour ago. Tomorrow, though, we have some wonderful sessions. I hope that all of you will make every effort to attend them. So, for example, at 12 o'clock at noon, we have sort of a brown bag. It's the premiere of video presentations. And these video presentations are public service announcements, or they are many documentaries about different aspects of sustainability, all connected to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as articulated by the United Nations. At 3:30 tomorrow, you definitely don't want to miss the presentation by Danielle Bellany. Her presentation is called The Nature Near Us. Danielle Bellany is a San Antonio wildlife biologist. She's also the co-founder of Black Birders Week. And I know that she'll have some amazing things to share. So I hope you'll be able to attend that, our other keynote lecture. At 5 o'clock tomorrow, we have a Stories and Crafts and Sustainability session. That's a family-friendly event. So again, if you have kids, make sure to bring them. I'm definitely going to have my 8-year-old at that event. Then at 6 o'clock, we have the premiere of our major showcase event. This is basically a premiere of video submissions, and they're longer documentaries, somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes, most of them, many of them by students, again, on various aspects of sustainability. And we'll conclude that with an award presentation. So lots of events. If you're interested in EcoExchangeEdu, then I urge you to check out, of course, we have a page on the San Antonio College's website, thanks to our friends at EcoCentro and Dayanara Rios, who's here in the room with us. But also you can check us out on Facebook and recently on Instagram. So we'll probably put those handles in the chat at some point during this session. But for now, kick back, relax, and enjoy these video submissions connecting sustainability and the arts. So I'll share screen and we'll be off to the races. Well, thanks everybody for sticking around. And I guess we could have a few minutes if you want. And would anybody like to say anything to any of the artists? Sabra, I completely am charmed and amazed by the work that you've put together. And I love the conceit of the opening of doors to knowledge, because, especially the color of the paper, because you just don't know what's going to be behind there. And then it reveals all of these things and all of their richness. It's really wonderful.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I actually ordered that paper from Tokyo because I needed very, very large Kozo paper. That is the largest window at Mission San Jose. So the piece was about 4 feet by 3.5 feet. So I learned so much and gained so much respect for the indigenous peoples of Central Texas and how they so successfully subsisted off of the land in a very harsh environment for thousands and thousands of years. And, I think just this last winter storm, just observing which plants are so hardy and which suffered. I mean, I think it was just a little lesson from Mother Nature. And we need to look at indigenous peoples all over the world and how they managed to subsist for so long. We need to work more hand in hand with nature than we have in the past. And I think that's what part of what's so great about EcoExchange, bringing together all these different campuses and students and professors and discussing about these issues, which are so important.
And Elizabeth, I see, has a question. Kozo paper?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just asking, I saw that it said Kozo paper in there earlier, and was that like a mixed media? I saw there was a lot of plants and other things with it. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Kozo paper is a traditional paper from Japan. It's made from the bark. Well, traditional papers are made from the barks of trees like the mulberry tree. Kozo is a fiber, a very long fiber, but it makes paper that is perfect for the traditions of woodcut printing from Japan, because it's thin enough to rub the ink from the woodcut plate onto the paper, but it's tough enough to not tear. And it's just the right amount of absorbency. I needed supersized Kozo. That's why I had to order it directly from Japan. And my pieces were light works in the windows of Mission San Jose. So the paper needed to be thin and able to filter light through my prints. And I found that in the gluing process of attaching them to the cedar, I had cedar frames made because I wanted it to be rustic wood that fit with the ambiance of the missions, that the paper so beautifully glues in place, which Kozo is one of the papers that's used for Chochin, making the iconic lanterns, paper lanterns of Japan. And my experience in Japan comes from working with, for 3 summers with the study abroad program through Alamo colleges. So I'm so happy that I had that experience and how it's affected my work as an artist.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Are there other questions or comments for anyone?
I just felt incredibly relaxed when I was watching the presentation, just kind of taking it in, which normally on Zoom, it's not exactly a relaxing environment. So it just felt really calm.
Excellent. Glad we could contribute to your moment of Zen for the day.
Yes.
Great. Well, then we'll go ahead and wrap up then. So thank you everyone for joining us for this video premiere. All of the presentations or all of the videos and stills will be available online at our YouTube channel. So feel free to check out pieces if you'd like to see them again. And thanks to all the artists, especially the student photographers. I think some of them probably couldn't be here tonight, but thanks so much for contributing their work. And we hope to see you again tomorrow for our events. We have a 12 o'clock PSA mini doc showing, a 3:30 keynote from Danielle Bellany, a 5 o'clock stories and crafts family friendly session, and a 6 o'clock showcase of full documentaries. They're like 3 to 5 minutes. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.